quick Jesus live update announcement. Then I'm going to have newsroom music here.
Nice.
Or not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to keep all this, and just not do this. Like I said, a couple of episodes before, and I've kind of hinted at this. I moved to Germany recently. It's been a lot of adapting, life changes. I didn't know this, but famously, Germany has one of the worst internet in Europe ever, and I'm certainly feeling that. So we have some technical issues because of that. So while I find my footing here, while I kind of adjust and really settle in, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. I don't know how long. Also, Casey is gonna do her summer adventures. I don't know where she's gonna be flying to, but it'll be maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. But we will come back at a later date. I might still do some TikTok, Instagram things here and there. I do want to do some live reactions, maybe quick ones. So Patreon is still there. I might do some things there, not sure. But as of now, full episodes where I have to sit down and edit, and we have to sit down and record, will be on a summer break.
Yes.
But we will be back on fall, possibly, hopefully. Anyway, let's start the show. We have a Patreon, and it's free.
And it's free. Like, actually free.
Yep, completely free. We finally set up a place where you can get a peek behind the scenes, help shape the podcast, vote on stuff, and just create a community.
And you'll eventually snag some rewards that we're cooking up.
So please go follow us on Patreon at Best Year Ever Pod.
And while you're at it, follow us on all our socials.
All right, let's start the show.
Ready.
Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we'll attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1984 the best year ever for movies? I am your host, Jesus Gonzalez, and with me is the sneaky, murderous, and possibly imaginary, Casey Glenn.
Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey. I was excited about this movie because it was a scary movie, but in fact, it's not really a scary movie. It's kind of a boring movie. What are we talking about?
We are talking about Friday the 13th, the last chapter, the final
chapter, which in fact
but it was not the final. No.
It was like the middle chapter.
That is very funny. This is my very first Friday the 13th movie I've ever watched.
And
so
I'll tell you this, it's better than the first one.
Shut up.
I think it is.
Ain't no way.
I think it is. It's less boring than the first one. The first one has interesting ideas because it was one of the original of this type of slasher movies. It's not the original slasher movie, but it's one of the first ones. There's a fake out when you think you're following the final girl, but in the end it's not, which this movie kind of does the same thing. The first movie, famously, the killer is not in fact Jason, it's Jason's mom.
Wow. And that was the gravestone we saw in this movie, right?
Yeah. It's like there's a kind of recap at the beginning. But yeah, so for being your first one, I don't think is that bad. I haven't seen all of them either. I don't know if it's bad for horror movies fans, but my favorite Jason movie is not really a Friday the 13th movie. It's Jason versus Freddy, which is really good. The plot is Freddy Krueger coercing Jason to kill teenagers by impersonating his mom, which
pretty convincing. Little German kids outside, love that.
I know. By the way, yeah, I have, as I said before, I'm in Germany. I am adapting. There's new things going on. I have to have my window open to get my mobile hotspot, so you will hear fun German things happening outside. I am next to a river, so there are a lot of people kayaking.
Aww.
You will hear tours. I'm part of a tour, by the way.
I love that.
You will hear
That's so
both
fun.
tours. So, yeah, that will be the background.
That's a good premise of an actual good horror movie. Anyway.
What, a German boat tour?
No, but like somebody watching boat tours, and like that's how they find who they're gonna kill.
I'm sure there's a German movie that is that somewhere.
Yeah. Well, this idea exists. Do you know where this idea exists? Let us know at bestyearever_ no.
There's your outro.
Yeah. Okay, so Friday the 13th. As you know, I'm not a big horror movie person, but my sister-in-law Era is. And from her I've learned that horror movies tend to be like almost like parables to some extent, or they have like an important lesson or morale that they're trying to teach.
Like
and I
Midsummer.
didn't ever. Yeah, Midsummer I think is okay as like an example of it. It's not too heavy-handed, but like when I see with,
are you kidding me? It's super heavy. It's shut up.
Okay, how about this? When it comes to like, I Friday the 13th feels far more traditional in the expectation of how that messaging will come across, in the sense of if you have sex, you will die, and I think that is very funny.
It's purer in the horror of it all. Like it's more about the kills than any sort of moral, like promiscuous. Because these spoilers are the most boring. Jason kills the most boring group of teenagers ever.
But I also found it to be like the most interesting part of the movie. I love watching these teenagers fumble and just be like fucking weird idiots. Like that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but there was a very lame party.
Yeah, but like, God,
there was barely any drinking.
So, yeah, also, the lack of drinking was weird, but it is like such the quintessential, I feel like, weekend getaway for teenagers of like just awkward.
Also, teenagers appear out of nowhere and disappear. I'm like, who is that guy? And also Crispin Glover's weird ass dancing, which, fun fact, is a real way that he used to dance in clubs. That's Crispin Glover just dancing. Nobody told him to do that. That's his dance.
My question is he stone cold sober? Because like,
I think
if
so.
If those are his dance moves sober, like we gotta talk, dude.
I think like, famously someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think famously he is like just sober. He's just a weird dude. Also, it is weird to think that this was filmed around the time that he also filmed Back to the Future, and he looks so much younger here than in Back to the Future. I know you haven't seen Back to the Future, but that's one of the movies you should watch. Okay.
I don't remember a single thing from it because I found it boring.
When was the last time? When did you watch it?
Like 2 years ago. I think we did talk about me watching it because it was one of those things where it was like, it would have been good had I seen this younger, but because I've seen it after I've seen so many movies, it looks like it's not the blueprint and it's just a bad version of what everybody else has perfected.
I remember that. But you also need to watch the second and third one.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy the third one. I surprisingly enjoy the third one more than the second and first one. The second one is actually pretty sad and relevant right now. I don't know if I'll cook this in this episode, but the second one, Biff, who's a bully, they go to the future of 2015.
Nice. Wow.
And Biff, who's an old guy by then, steals the DeLorean without them noticing, and then they go back to 1985. Biff does something that they go back to the bad alternative reality of 1985, where it just taught me if this feels familiar. Biff becomes this billionaire because he has all the answers to sporting events, so he does a lot of bets, so he becomes this billionaire, and he pretty much brands everything in the hometown. He has this big hotel with big Biff letters in gold. Everything is gold. He pretty much has this compound that looks like Las Vegas in the town, and everything else is shitty. And he's this big personality, big comey, woofy hair also. This sounds familiar, right?
Yeah. Totally.
So yeah, that's the bad alternate reality that they go through. They need to fix.
And that's the one that we're living in.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
You want to do some letterbox?
Yeah, let's do it.
The box. Our very own Casey Glenn. You give it 3 stars. Fair.
Thank you.
Tommy stood on business, and I respect that. Who's Tommy?
Tommy's the little kid that fucking he sees Jason's hand twitch, and then he goes into the fucking bashing rampage.
That's right. That Corey Feldman is. I just know him as Corey Feldman.
That's so funny. No, but he really said, "Not on my watch." He said, "You are going down, and you're staying down."
I like that ending so much more than the whole movie. I like the 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the movie than the whole rest of them.
Yeah, I like when he transforms, spoiler alert, into Jason, like a young Jason.
Yeah, I'll get into it, but his Tommy is based on one of the makeup artists and VFX artists, Tom Savini, and but I'll get into it when on the background. This is my favorite. I think my favorite review of all of the reviews I've read so far, if any movie. This 4-star review in a heart. Low-key favorite thing about this, the fact that it takes place immediately after parts 2 and 3. So Monday the 16th?
That's good. That's critical analysis. That is the critical analysis we are missing in today's society. America. Yeah. Wow.
This is not Friday the 13th, it's Monday the 16th. I love that we had to think about it a little bit and that makes so much sense. Yeah. It's so good. We kind of spoil this, but 3 star and a half and a heart. Spoiler, this is not the final chapter.
It never is.
4 stars and a heart. Simply being able to witness McFly's dance moves is worth the price of admission. Famously, you don't like dancing scenes in movies from 1984. How does this one rank? I think it's higher for you.
Yeah, this one is higher for me because it's supposed to be awkward. And
I don't think it's supposed to be awkward. I think he was just dancing, but sure.
Well, no. I mean, but everybody was like, why the fuck is he dancing like that? Even his own friends, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So in world, right, it's awkward. Also, I love the moment when they're like, dude, you're trying to dance to this music? And then they put on like the most boring slow music afterwards where I'm like, I don't even want to slow dance to this. This isn't fun.
I mean, yeah, this movie is where Jason kills the most boring group of teenagers. I've told you this. Like, no, I didn't like them.
But I loved it. I loved watching all of them go. He's a very efficient killer.
He is. And I think the actor who plays him wanted him to be a little bit different. I think he's a different actor from the first movie or second. They changed actors. I believe so. I have to check that.
I think they might change actors after this movie. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, I need to double check. Future Jesus, please double check. I've said this a couple of times, and I don't include Future Jesus, but I will this time. Because the actor, I'll get to it. He played Jason for a few movies, but he never wanted to be in the credits. He's uncredited. He kind of shy away from it. He thought he was kind of beneath him. Because he was a stunt actor in the Western movies of like 50s and 60s, and he was a veteran by that. Like he was in his 50s, I think. He died in his 90s not that long ago.
Wow.
But he only embraced it like his last few years of living. Like he went to conventions but yeah, for the longest time he was kind of ashamed of being part of this franchise. But I think the physical acting of Jason is really good.
I know that one of the actors that portrayed him, I don't know if it was the OG or which variation, because there have been quite a few. One of them has very strong opinions and beliefs about how Jason moves and functions in society, meaning that I think in one of the movies, I don't know if it was this one, they were supposed to have Jason kick a dog or like kill a dog, and the guy playing Jason was like, Jason would never. I think one of them was also about killing children. Once again, he was like, Jason would never. And I think that's really beautiful.
I think Jason would kill children. I feel like these...
I feel like we're projecting a bit.
He was a bit about to kill Tommy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read all of the Crispin Glover's dancing reviews. 4 star and a half review. Crispin Glover's story arc in this movie is something very special to me.
Yeah.
Seems very personal.
No, I mean, it is a very compelling arc for him.
Sure.
One of the most compelling. We see the most character growth in him out of any other character.
Yeah. The handsome dude that was killed in the shower. He kind of appeared out of nowhere.
We did not get enough of him.
And then died. But yeah, he was only good looking. dude there.
Yeah.
The funny guy, I like his dad. Yeah, well, we'll get into the characters.
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names. 4 star and a half and a heart. I love that the dog is by far the smartest character in the whole movie. Yeah, he's just
when he jumps out the window and he's like, I'm out of here, you guys.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I was confused. Did he jump out of the window or did Jason throw him out of the window?
I think he jumped because I don't think he's.
Okay.
I think Jason was in the basement whenever the dog jumped.
Okay. 3 star and a half. Totally holds up. Gotta feel sorry for a sad stoner guy who gets murdered while watching silent era pornography, though. Was he a stoner?
Yes. He was smoking blunts throughout that entire movie.
Okay. It wasn't super clear to me. I don't know. I feel like he was just being more silly than being stoned.
No, those look like joints for sure.
And then I'll end with this 2 star. Happy Friday the 13th for those who celebrate.
Cute. Samuel's birthday, because he was born March 13th, so sometimes it's on Friday the 13th.
Nice. We should watch a Friday the 13th movie every birthday. Not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to buy the collection when I saw this movie, and there's like a whole collection of all. I think there's one missing for $24.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. It's like 9 movies.
Yeah, that's wow. That's a deal.
That's a deal if you like these movies. Anyway, let's do background. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Friday the 13th 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
With a budget of $2.2 million, box office of $33 million, which is the reason why it wasn't the final chapter.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of research, and the producers thought, oh, this whole trend of the slashers, they're dying. It's dying out. Nobody wants to see them anymore. This is going to be the final chapter. So that's why at the end, they kind of make sure to kill Jason.
Yeah.
But turns out that it was very successful. So yeah, this is why it's not the final chapter. There's like 6 or 7 more of these.
6, 7.
Boo. Directed by Joseph Zito, who was an actual motherfucking jerk in this movie. He almost killed a couple of actors. I'll get to that. Edited by Joel Goodman and Daniel Lowenthal. Jason Voorhees special makeup effect, and I just kind of wanted to mention it, by Tom Savini and Alec Gillis. And the only reason I'm mentioning it is because a lot of Tommy's love for masks and special effects is based on Tom Savini. He was a legendary special and makeup artist, and back in the day, he didn't want to do this movie, but Joseph Zito was like, this is going to be the last one. We're going to kill him. Cool, I'll do it then. So he kind of wanted to do this movie because of that, and he kind of wanted to send off. I think he was one of the original Jason makeup artists, so he wanted to send him off. The other person that I'm mentioning is Alec Gillis, only because I just recently saw an interview with him. Legendary makeup and VFX artist too. He did The Thing. He was gonna do The Terminator, but he didn't to do this movie. Yep.
Missed opportunity for sure.
But hey, this is pretty good special effects too.
Yeah.
And it did do a lot of money, so not bad. He also had a quick story about how he got his first big VFX job with the company that did The Terminator before that, and they found him. He had some sketches and he had like a portfolio, and he went to the interview with a friend of his. Like he thought, hey, this friend is really talented. My friend Jamie, because he kept mentioning in the interview, my friend Jamie, very talented, and took him to the interview. And he said it took him a few months to hire him. Later, he finds out that the reason was his friend Jamie was a little bit too much for them, and they didn't want to hire them, but they ended up hiring them both. And the interviewer asked about Jimmy, who's Jimmy? Oh, sorry, James Cameron. So, thanks to Alec Gillis, James Cameron kind of started in the industry because he started as a makeup artist, VFX artist, and then he went to do direct and all that. But,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Starting Kimberly Beck as Trish Jarvis, Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis, which I totally forgot his name, the character's name. Crispin Glover as Jimmy Mortimer, Ted White as Jason Voorhees,
and a bunch of other characters and actors that I'm not going to mention because I honestly could not tell them apart.
No.
Except maybe Stoner Guy. I think his name was... No, Doug is the handsome guy. I forget who's the Stoner guy. That's my...
Ted. Because he does the teddy bear bit as his like pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It still looks the same. I mean, older, but yeah, not too bad. Do you want to start this movie?
We start with what I think is a terrible intro, but that's also because I didn't see the rest of the movies. It's my understanding this starts after the events of Friday the 13th, part 3.
No, famously, now we know this is actually Monday the 16th. But
yes, exactly.
So, Friday the 13th, chapter 1 is set in 1980. Chapter 2 is 1985. And then this is, like, I guess, 2, 3, 4 are the same weekend. So, yeah.
Interesting.
I guess.
Okay, I guess. So police and paramedics are cleaning up the mess that Jason Voorhees left at wherever they were at.
Crystal Lake.
Yeah. He has been quote unquote killed. And so they take him to the morgue and shit happens at the morgue.
Yeah, but real quick, before all that, I kind of forgot about the recap. So I was confused on why we saw these group of teenagers and then we don't see them again. So I get this from the second or third movie, whatever. I did really like about this movie, I'll say this. Well, one, the makeup effects and all that. Two, the cinematography was surprisingly good. I really like the intro. And I like that it kind of tells the story of how secluded Crystal Lake is because you got all the commotions of the ambulances and you have a helicopter and it's lighting up the whole place where they're picking up the bodies and all that. And then they drive away. There's a steady cam. And then all that noise goes away. All the light goes away. And it's super silent. And you just hear the crickets and the lake. And like, oh, this is very secluded. This is why he got away with all this. So I like that a lot. So, yeah. And then we got
I will say whenever like all the police cars and a helicopter like leaves and it's like dark and empty and quiet, that right there, that is the scariest part of this movie. Because I was convinced that like Jason dressed up somebody else in his fit and he was just gonna like kind of pop out from the shadows and we're gonna see him like walking around and stuff. And then we didn't. And I was like, oh, okay, I think we're safe. Turns out no, we're not. So we're in the morgue and we see some crazy fucking shit go down between the morgue guy and a nurse. And you know what? The morgue guy did deserve to die.
You have to have someone who, like, you want him dead. He creep.
Yeah. And you know what? I think Jason likes to be cucked because he likes to just, like, he was just laying there as they're, like, about to get it on. And then his hand fucking slips. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jason? Come on. Are you just, do you just kill people who have sex because you can't get any? Like, what is this? Are you just jealous? Like...
Well, I mean, okay, you haven't seen the first one. Do you know the plot of the first one? Like, why all of this starts? Really?
No.
Okay, so the whole teenagers have sex and then they get killed thing, or they drink and they get killed. Like, the whole morality thing, and I say morality in air quotes, it's because in the 50s, when Jason was a kid, he was at Camp Crystal Lake, and the camp counselors who are teenagers and were supposed to be taking care of the kids were having sex and drinking, didn't notice that he drowned in the lake and he died because of these kids, teenagers.
Yeah, they were canoodling.
Yep. And that's why in the first movie, the mom is taking revenge because his kid died. And so he was killing not those specific teenagers, but just teenagers in Crystal Camp Lake. And then on the next chapters, it was actual Jason having revenge for his mom. And fun fact about the music, the that breathy when he's about to kill is the first syllable of kill, and then the first syllable of mom. So kill. So it's him, Jason
Wow.
Hugh, his mom, telling him to kill. So that's kind of why he's at the end. Spoilers: Corey Feldman, Tommy, manages to convince him because he's seeing himself. So that's the whole psychology of the plot of the whole thing. There
That's
you go.
Incredible. There you go. Yeah. But anyway, as the morgue guy and the nurse are canoodling, Jason's hand slips, freaks out the nurse. She dips out. The morgue doctor is watching some weird fucking jazzercise thing and getting off on it.
Very 80s.
Very 80s. It seemed like OnlyFans content, like low-key. Like, don't get this to OnlyFans people. Like, they will create something like this.
I think this was filmed for this movie. I don't think this was a real thing.
I hope so, because I'm like, who's the target audience here?
I
don't know.
That's really funny.
Also, the fact that he was trying to keep it on as I was like, dude, like, stay focused. What are we doing?
Yep.
Anyway, so
everyone has a kink in this movie.
Yeah. So, nurse dips out. The hand slipping freaked her out, understandably. And so he starts watching his weird fetish jazzercise. And then Jason pops up and kills him with a hacksaw. And then the nurse is doing inventory. She breaks something. She's cleaning it up. And then Jason kills her. And then that is the last we're in the hospital.
Not to be... actually, but he kills him with a bone saw. Because they're in the hospital.
Okay. They look the same.
They're probably the same, but sounds cooler.
Yeah. But then, Jason heads back over to Crystal Lake.
So, famously, you're squeamish, I guess. You don't like horror movies. Does it have any effect on you? Was this kind of like you're kind of closing your eyes?
Anytime there is a kill, I'll watch like the first impact and then I'll like typically look away. But it's also very funny, especially in like these 80s movies where they will do a quick cut to like a different shot to really show the kill and like the special effects of the kill. It's kind of like they're bringing more attention to it to be like, look at what we did.
Yeah.
And so those are always really funny to watch. And because they look so fake, right? Because now we got all these like HD shit. I'm less squeamish about it. But like the part where like he is basically crushing in somebody's face later on, that part I'm still squeamish about. I can't.
I got a fun fact that is not fun about that, but let's go on. Remember how I said that he almost killed 2 actors?
I don't like that. So we cut to... Do we cut to the family or to the kids first?
We cut to Tommy. He's wearing the mask.
Oh yeah, Tommy's wearing the mask. Tommy and his... Also, who are these people? You gotta tell me who these people are in relation to the rest of... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just a family. I was confused about the geography of the whole thing because I don't think they're in Crystal Lake because they say something about, it's a hike up there. So I think they live nearby. This family lives nearby, and then there's a house nearby. That's where the teenagers are staying. But I don't think they're also staying that close to the lake. But also, when it's convenient, they do get to the lake pretty quick. So I don't know what the geography is. I'm confused. Perfect. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. But we know it's a divorced mom, her daughter, and her son, and a dog.
The dog survives.
The dog survives.
We hope.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Jason would never kill
the mom. Also survives.
No, she's dead. She's gone.
We don't know. Absolutely. We don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't show it, but like I definitely think she's dead. There's no way she isn't. There's just no way. So why wouldn't she be at the hospital at the end? You know?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Apparently, they never actually filmed her death. I think they just forgot about it. Like
they got lazy with it. They're like, it's enough.
Yeah, whatever.
We know that this family lives here, and I guess the house next door, which is like, the house next door is very close for like it being all this secluded land, and these two houses like right next to each other. It's very funny.
Yeah.
But the house next door gets rented out, and some teenagers are renting it. It's a group of 4 guys.
Don't know. So there's Crispin Glover, the stoner dude, the guy with the blue cap, and then the handsome guy. But I think in the car,
I don't think the handsome guy is there. I don't.
No, he was
remember
in
seeing
there.
him.
All
Okay.
of them were in the car somehow, some
Okay.
way.
And then we get
Yeah.
a pair of twins appearing.
Yeah.
And the first time I watched this movie, I wasn't paying attention, and then suddenly there were two more, and I was just confused. I don't know who these are. I don't care.
Exactly. We have 4 guys, 2 girls. So we have Paul, who is dating Samantha, Sarah, who is dating Doug, and then we have the 2 single guys, Ted and Jimmy. Ted and Jimmy are in the back of the car as we're driving to the rental house, and I forgot what they call her. But Jimmy was seeing a girl, and she ghosted him, and he's talking to Ted about his woes, and he was like, "Why did she ghost me?" or whatever. And then Ted is like, "Let me ask the computer." I'm like, it's
that's his bit.
Yeah, he would love Grok. God,
I don't know what that is.
Grok is like the Twitter AI bot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so people will like tag Grok in like a tweet they don't understand to have it explain it to them, and this guy would go crazy for it.
That's an evil. I mean, all AI are evil, but that's an evil AI, right?
Yeah. Or like it's like stupider, eviler. It has like weird parameters because Elon made it like that. Yeah.
Elon didn't make it. He just didn't put safety parameters around it.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Let me ask the computer." And he's like, "The computer says that you're a bad lady. You're a dead fuck." And so Jimmy's not fighting against anything. He's not fighting against
quit it,
not being killed.
Quit
he
it.
Is fighting. Yeah, he's fighting against somebody trying to tear down his confidence.
He wanted validation, and he got it.
He did, and that's important.
And then he got screwed, and then he got screwed.
Yeah. Look at that.
Call for laughter.
But then they drive past a hitchhiker.
I'm putting laughter track after my joke. Okay, go on.
Okay, perfect.
In the edit.
But they drive past a hitchhiker. She has like a hippie peace love like sign, and then they drive past her and they honk at her and they're mean to her, and so then she like flips the sign around, and it's like fuck off or something.
I thought it was really funny. I love that. I noticed on my second watch, and yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So she sits down. She's eating a banana. She's Jason's first victim. She did nothing wrong. Why'd he go after her like that? That's so fucked.
Yeah, that was the grossest death to me. I don't like bodily fluids and food.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's disgusting. And when she had like the banana goo on her mouth and the blood and all that.
Yeah.
And you're right. This is one of those that they cut to the effect of the death. And yeah.
So the teenagers, they meet Trish and Tommy, and pretty sure nothing really happens the first night.
No, Tommy's just a weird kid. He's like very excited to see boobies.
Yeah. From Tommy's window, he can see Paul and Samantha starting to heat things up, and then his mom comes to tuck him in. She closes the window. He looks very defeated, but
yeah. To the director's credit, everyone did protect a very young 11-year-old Corey Feldman from all of that. He didn't actually see that.
Oh, that's good.
This being the 80s, it wouldn't surprise me if he did, but they actually did thought about it. And this 11-year-old Corey Feldman, he got fucked up later because of other things, but this wasn't it. So they actually protected.
What other things fucked him up?
Drugs? Like,
okay.
Do you know who Corey Feldman is? He's a weird dude. He's a very weird.
I have seen recent photos of because he's been in the press recently. I don't know what else he's in though.
I could not tell you what movies he's in, but I know he's in a lot of movies. Like he's one of those that, I kind of see him all the time. I kind of grew up around him, just being a kid from the 80s and 90s. And I know he's has weird opinions. He's like a metal dude, but not really. He's a different type of weird than Crispy Glover, but Crispy Glover is also very weird. They're both weird in different ways.
That's so funny. The next day, the teens are going on a hike to Crystal Lake, and they run into, and I did not realize this until I'm reading the IMDb summary here. The group befriends 2 British accented twin teenage girls. I'm pretty sure they didn't have British accents.
They did not have British accents.
No, maybe that was the intention. They
Are you
also didn't
reading?
talk that much.
Are you reading the AI summary of this?
No, it's I don't fucking know, man. I'm kind of like I want to go rewatch the movie. And
What
see
was
if, like,
what was
were
the
they
name of the
trying to?
twins?
Trish. Oh wait, no, Tina and Terry.
Tina and Terry.
Too
Maybe
many
the
T
actors.
names.
Yeah. Oh, they are English. They're British. I did not hear the accent, but they are.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But
born in London,
Trish,
United Kingdom.
That's crazy. But Trish and Tommy drive by. They stop at Crystal Point and see what's going on. All the teenagers are skinny dipping, though.
I was gonna say this is when the skinny dipping.
Yeah,
all of Crispin Glover's lines are super weird. Like he's like, nah, we don't have swimsuits. He says something. He says this really weird.
Yeah,
I kind of love it though.
Also, I love how like all the teenagers. I mean, they're fucking teenagers, so they'll find any reason to skinny dip, I guess. But they're like, you don't have swimsuits on, so like we're just gonna go full nude. Where it's like you could keep your underwear on. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a Friday the 13th. They have to go skinny dipping.
We see that Sarah is. It's made clear to us at this point, Sarah's dating Doug. Oh, and when they run into the teenagers, Sarah is like, I'll just go get the car and I'll meet y'all up there. I'll drive up there. And Doug is like, I can come with you. And Sarah's like, no, it's okay. And then we later learn when they're at the lake, Samantha and Sarah are talking, and Sarah has not yet consummated her relationship with Doug. And Samantha's kind of giving her a hard time about it. And then fakes her out. She was like, I'm going to hold my breath underwater and I'm not going to come back up until you get in. And then she starts freaking out. Sarah starts freaking out when her friend is like under for more than 10 seconds. And it's like, girl, you think she can't hold her breath?
First fun fact, yeah, the actress actually kind of died in that scene.
Shut up.
Director
No way.
wouldn't let her get out of the water. It was super cold. She almost got pneumonia. Yeah, it got bad, and she was pissed. So when she was kind of like, and once I heard that and I saw it again in the movie, she's struggling to say her lines because she's fucking freezing.
Oh, poor girl.
So, yeah, I felt bad.
That sucks. Damn, what an asshole. So, Samantha is able to get Sarah into the water. She like pulls Sarah in, which is rude, but whatever. Tommy is excited to see all the naked people, and Teresa's like, no. Covers his eyes, and
being a good sister.
Yeah, the teenagers invite her over to their place that night, and she's like, "Okay, whatever." And then
I did like that they invite her to skinny dip because her brother is there. And I like her response saying, "Oh, I'm overdressed," and then she kind of walks away.
Yeah, she does a really great job at like kind of ignoring them.
Yeah, no, she's like, these guys are fucking losers. I don't care.
Let's see. Oh. They are driving back down, but the car breaks down, and Tommy's trying to fix it, and we get a little jump scare moment. There's a hiker who helps them out, and he has mysterious reasons for visiting Crystal Lake.
Is this Rob?
Yeah, this is Rob.
I like this character.
I liked him too. I was very sad by his death.
Yeah, it's very hilarious death. It was.
Yeah.
He's killing me. He says that twice.
No, he's like fucking narrating his own death, and I'm like, dude, just focus on like staying alive, maybe? I don't know.
Yep.
Like he really just kind of leaned into it, I guess. Anyway, so next door, the kids are having their little party. They now have even numbers, 4 girls, 4 boys. There's conflict. Because they got the twins now.
It's true,
Yeah. And so
I kept seeing teenagers pop up and pop out. So I couldn't keep track. They were all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, a lot of these actors were in their mid to late 20s. I think Crispin Glover, he was 20. One of the girls was also 20.
Okay.
But yeah, most of them 28, 27. Yeah. I was looking at the ages. Because they look, it's the 80s, and all teenagers look super old in the 80s. But these were actually kind of,
that makes tradition. A lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're all partying, they're all drinking, whatever. Ted is trying to make moves on one of the twins. Yeah, one of the twins, maybe it's the same twin that is rejecting Ted, but she is trying to flirt with Paul, who is dating Samantha. She's like, oh, do you want to dance with me? And he says yes, because he's a jerk. And Samantha gets jealous, is upset by this, goes outside where there's another lake.
This is where I think that the geography is kind of weird, because I think this is Crystal Lake. It's supposed to be, but a few scenes before they said, "Oh, it's kind of a hike." She went for the car, but now it's kind of close. So who fucking knows? Also, that apparently the actress was out there in the lake for so long. Yeah, and you kind of skipped over the fun. I mean, we talked about it, but this is where Crispin Glover danced. And yeah, this was his actual moves, and the director was kind of intrigued, and he thought it was funny. It was one of those that Crispin Glover didn't care that they were laughing at him, but yeah, I think he was just dancing.
He's just having a ball. He's having a great time. Okay, perfect. Samantha storms outside, and it looks cold. I don't know what she's doing, but she decides
skinny dip again.
Skinny dipping again. But this is why I don't think it's Crystal Lake, because them getting into this lake looks like the most. She's like stepping in mud to get into the water, and it looks so disgusting. And then she swims to this dirty ass looking fucking raft, and it is horrible. The entire time she's hearing like twigs snap and break or whatever, and she was like, Paul, like whatever, like she thinks her boyfriend came out to like come find her, and that was not Paul.
Nope,
that was Jason. She gets in the raft and she's just like chilling, and then Jason swims up from God knows where and stabs her through the raft.
I was expecting just to see the knife underneath the raft, but he kind of pops up first and then stabs first. I thought it was a cool effect. You can kind of see that it's a fake torso, obviously, but it's still pretty cool. It's a Terminator thing. Like the Terminator, it's not Arnold. It's pretty clear it's not, but it looks really cool.
Yeah. Paul does eventually like run after her, sees her body in the raft.
Yeah.
And then swims out, or before he's able to swim out towards her, Jason impales him through the crotch. Also very great. Love that.
Yeah, I missed that the first time. And then, it was pretty good. But all of these deaths are really quick. And Nina pointed this out. There's not a lot of chase. It's only at the end. It's just a lot of very slow, very nothing happening, death, and then like 2 seconds of death, and then that's it.
Yeah.
For a stabby slasher type of horror movie, there should be both like chasing or suspense or no, but it was just kind of like nothing's happening, death, nothing's happening.
Yeah. I think it was Tina's the twin that went after Paul. Paul, rejects her, tries to find his girlfriend. Tina then gets with Jimmy because I think Ted had pulled the moves on Tina. Tina was not interested. Tina is able to quickly get Jimmy to go along with her plan, and they go upstairs and have a time together. Terry, the other twin, is left with now Doug and Sarah, who are already a couple, and now Ted. Nobody wants to sleep with Ted.
Did Ted find the old-timey, nudie, porny movies? That was my favorite part of this movie.
Yeah, it was very silly. But before he does that, I think, Terry decides to leave. She's trying to get Tina to go with her. Tina's like, I'm not going with you. I'm having a great time. So Terry gets her little raincoat on and is about to get on her bike, and then is killed.
Yeah, pretty quick. Again, like this does hard. Like, I missed them. A few of them missed them the first time I watched this.
Yeah.
By the way, when around the time that the guy, I forget his name, was killed, Paul. When Paul is killed, Rob, who is the guy who helped Tony and the sister, is camping nearby. And I think we kind of know that he's hunting Jason, or he's hunting some, because he says he's hunting bears. Tommy calls him out like, no, you're not, because there's no bears. And he kind of changes. And when he hears Paul scream, Rob goes out to investigate, and then he hears something in his tent, and then goes back, and Jason has destroyed his gun. So this Jason is kind of smart, and he likes the hunt.
Yeah.
I just wish we could see more of it.
And so the mom returns from an evening jog. She comes back. The power is out. So there's a storm now. Tommy and
Jason cut the power, maybe?
That's also possible, yeah. But Tommy and Trish are still out, I think, because of the car issues. They haven't gotten back yet. And so the mom is like looking around, like trying to see where the kids are. She walks outside, It looks like she sees, because I think one of the twins, when she dies, like she gets like kind of impaled and like pinned up against a house. So I like to imagine that the mom saw that, and before she could freak out, Jason killed her.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Quite possibly.
Sarah and Doug and Ted are downstairs. Ted has found what I think are called stag films, which, yeah, it's just like silent film porn, I guess.
Did not know that. How do you know that?
Because the little summary tells me.
Oh, I thought you were like a pornography historian. And that would be kind of cool.
That's funny. So they're like watching that. Tina and Jimmy have their fun. Jimmy asks Tina if he was a good lay, and she was like, "Yeah, you were great." And he was like, "Oh my god, thank you." And
The redemption
so
arc. Yeah.
and he's found confidence, which we love. She's like, they're gonna go for round 2, but she's like, but give me a second. So then I don't know where she goes, but he goes downstairs. I think she comes back in. She's looking out the window, and Jason comes crashing through the window and kills her. Nobody downstairs hears this, even though they're watching a silent film.
That's very true. I would maybe the storm is too loud. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. But I would say the director loves a cool going out the window slow-mo shot. It happens 3 times. Also, that was a pretty good stunt woman maybe, that falls on the car.
Yeah.
I like that stunt. That was a pretty cool stunt.
Yeah, I agree. That was good. Yeah, so Jimmy is downstairs. I think at this point, Sarah has basically told Doug that she's ready for them to sleep together. But Jimmy and Ted are talking, and Jimmy's like, "I'm not a dead fuck. I'm a great lay." Ted is a little bit jealous. Jimmy goes to find the bottle of wine, and he's like, "Ted, where's the corkscrew? Ted, Ted!" And he like keeps calling out, and then boom. Jason impales Jimmy's hand with the corkscrew that he was looking for, and then drives a meat cleaver into his face.
Says nothing.
He's dead.
Doesn't scream.
Like, yeah, just goes without a noise. Crazy. So then Ted
that was one of the best deaths. Like I really like Jason's death, but of the teenagers, I think this was one of the best ones.
Yeah, Ted is in the zone with his stag films.
Sorry. You know that Jason, because he has a sense of humor. Jason heard him saying, "Where's the corkscrew?"
Oh yeah.
And Jason had the meat cleaver ready, and like, "Oh, corkscrew, that will be funny." Haha.
Exactly. He was like, "This is nice. This is let's close the loop here."
Yep.
And that's beautiful. Then Ted is like getting closer to the projector because he's like, "Oh my god, she has great tits" or something. I don't know. And then somebody cuts the film, or the film actually ends. I don't know. But then he's like trying to figure out what happened, and then Jason stabs him through the projector screen. And now Ted is dead. Yeah. So it's just Doug and Sarah now.
I think did the whole what's his name, Rob, explaining about his sister thing already happen? Or is it around this time that happened? So
I think it might be around this time, because Trish and Tommy come home. They realize their mom is missing, and so Trish goes to find Rob for help.
Yeah.
And then that's when we get the explanation that Rob is out to get revenge for his sister's death. Okay, so he is explaining, like, "I'm here to kill Jason." She's like, "Jason's already dead." He's like, "No, he's not. Somebody went missing from the morgue. Like, Jason's body went missing from the morgue." And she's like, "Somebody stole it." And he's like, "No, he's very much alive." And since it. And so I don't know. They go back to the house where Tommy is. We'll return to that plot line shortly.
Because there's many plot lines.
Yes. Okie dokie. Back to Doug and Sarah.
They're in the shower.
They are in the shower. I don't know. Did they have sex beforehand and are just doing round 2 in the shower? Or did she lose her virginity via shower sex?
I think she lost her virginity via shower sex, which is wild.
Yeah, that is insane.
And then I think round 2 was going to be in the bed. Because she did say, "I'll meet you at the lower bunk." After the shower thing.
Yeah, and then she blows dries her hair, but then, like, she barely, like, it's not dry.
Yeah.
It was like the most half-assed hair dry
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah. And surprisingly for an 80s, like I would think it would be more cool, but yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't think about it until you mentioned it.
That's fair. But Doug is actually incredibly sweet to Sarah, and I was a little bit saddened by his death. I kind of liked them as a couple. He seemed very patient and kind to her.
Yeah.
But Jason kills Doug in the shower, and this is where we get the second almost death, right?
Yes. So the actor, I don't think I remember this wrong, but what I kind of read was the actor had a concussion a few weeks before this, and the doctor was like, don't have more concussions, like just be careful. So he was gonna do this stunt, and he told the director, hey, I'm concerned, I don't want to do this, I had a concussion, I don't want to, like, and he's like, no, don't worry, we're safe, blah blah. We're not safe. The director told Ted White, Jason Voorhees, to go for it, so he went for it and gave the actor another concussion. He's fine, or I think he's still alive. Yeah, he's around. But
fingers crossed.
But I think that all of this experience to all of these actors kind of gave them a very negative impression of this type of production. So a lot of them they didn't do much after this. But yeah, I think like he was like very critical of the director, and that was the second almost death of an actor.
Crazy. Wow.
Looked really cool though.
Yeah. So Doug is now dead in the shower, unfortunately. And Jason, I don't know, Jason is maneuvering around the house. Sarah goes to find Doug, and she was like, I want to keep hearing you sing, and then finds Doug dead. And then this is when we get a little bit of a chase scene here.
Tiniest one, yeah.
Yeah. She's like trying to leave the house.
Is it a chase
she's
scene?
not really being chased.
Yeah, she's running towards Jason.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to her.
God, this was crazy. So she's trying to leave the house. The door is locked, and she's like trying to get out and not trying anything else. She's just rattling the door handle. And Jason fucking throws an axe through the door and gets her right in the chest, and she dies.
I did not remember second time watching this that she died. Because she kind of looks like the sister, Tommy's sister, a little bit. So I thought she was a final girl. She is presented as the final girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because she had sex, she died. But yeah, I was a little surprised. I did like that surprise.
Yeah. Trish and Rob and Gordon and Tommy are all at the house together. And Trish
I was going to ask, who's Gordon?
the dog. Trish and Gordon and Rob go over to the house next door to see what's going on, and they tell like Tommy to basically like protect himself in the house. And so he does that. They go over. Gordon gets bad vibes, jumps through the second story window and flees. I think that's so funny.
We hope. We think.
Yeah, we think. We're manifesting that is the case. They are walking around the house. They go into the basement, and then Jason kills Rob, and then that's where we get the whole
he's killing me. Like, he's actively studying right now.
So silly. So then Trish goes back to the house. She tries to warn Tommy.
Trish takes so long, first of all, to run up the stairs of the basement, and then she comes back, and then she takes the longest, and then she tries to get out of the house, but all of the bodies are kind of in the entrances. And then she goes out of the window very slowly, going out the window, and then she secures her house. Not really, all of the windows are there.
Yeah, so they hold up in the home. Jason breaks in. This feels like a whole, like, I'm not even really sure what happened. This feels like a Tom and Jerry sequence where they're just like running around in circles.
Yeah, but
she's like pretty hurt. They're in the living room now. She's pretty hurt. Tommy, at one point she leaves the house and she's like, Tommy, why didn't you leave? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now in the story, because she comes back.
She goes out of the house and she goes to the other house, and then she throws herself out the window. So that's the third and final going out the window in slow motion. And this is when Tommy gets the idea and the opportunity to use his makeup and VFX skills.
Yeah, and so he makes himself look like a young version of Jason. Jason is like about to kill Trish. Tommy distracts Jason and is like, "You remember me?" And it's like he became the villain to defeat the villain, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That should have been your review.
I know. He distracts Jason. Trish successfully subdues Jason. They hug, and then Tommy, going back to he's still on business. That's my review. Tommy sees Jason's hand twitch, and then Tommy goes on a fucking bashing rampage and is just fucking hacking away at Jason with the machete. Pretty amazing.
It should have been.
And then, yeah, I agree. Because then we cut to them in the hospital, and they don't clean up they don't clean up Tommy's hair. Tommy's still looking like a young Jason, which is very funny to me.
They should have evened out the shave, at least.
Yeah, exactly. But Trish is like, can I see my brother? Tommy comes in. They have a heartfelt reunion, but then Tommy opens his eyes and he's looking very menacingly at the camera.
Dun.
And the movie ends.
Yay. The next movie, I haven't seen it, or I don't think I have. I don't remember, but it's Tommy in like a mental hospital, I think, and one of the patients takes a persona of Jason. So it's not the same Jason, but he takes that persona and he puts on the hockey mask. It is different. It has like a blue triangle instead of the red things. And then the movie after that is when it truly becomes supernatural, because up until now, even this movie is not really supernatural. He's just a tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
But then the supernatural thing, like he goes to heaven, to hell, all that, it's in the sequels. But yeah, how are you feeling, Casey?
I am feeling like, this is the movie. This is what we watched.
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit more scary. Maybe Nightmare on Elm Street is truly scary. I don't know. I wonder if movies around this era are going to be truly scary for you. Because there are really fucking scary movies in the 70s and even 80s. But I don't know. Maybe this is not your type of scary.
Yeah.
You want to do awards?
Let's do it.
We got 3 awards. We got Best Actor Ever, Worst Actor Ever, Best Scene Ever. Casey, Best Actor Ever.
I'm going to give it to this is so random. I'm going to give it to the girl that played Samantha. Oh. I think she made a very convincing, like, girl who's had experience and who's trying to get her friend to also, like, just go ahead and sleep with her boyfriend so that they can, like, have that shared experience. She feels very teenager.
She's
like,
not demonized.
Perfect teenager. Yeah.
In a movie that I felt like even the 80s teenagers don't speak like this. I felt like she, like, did whatever the best she could with what she had. And yeah, I agree. I like it. I'm going to give it to Ted White, Jason Voorhees. I kind of read a little bit of his biography while you were dealing with work crisis. He only played Jason in this movie. He asked not to be credited on screen partly because he did not appreciate how the young actors and actresses had been treated during production. That's why I thought it was more because he was a horror movie thing and he thought he was beneath it. But no, it was because of the production. So I appreciate that. He died on October 14, 2022 at the age of 96 years old. He was a stunt actor. He was in a bunch of westerns, a bunch of things in the 80s. He was a stunt actor in Cloak and Dagger.
Wow.
Yep.
Yay.
Look at that. So my best actor ever goes for Ted White because he's awesome. He's probably racist because he's a white dude in the 50s. Just kidding. Worst actor ever. And why is it Crispin Glover? I'm not just kidding.
No, I'm going to give it to the twins, specifically the one that left early. They did not feel like they were acting in a horror movie.
Yeah, that wasn't consequential to me. I honestly, it's hard to me to give worst actor ever to any of the teenagers because honestly, I just didn't know who any of them were.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the mom. I think the mom was in a Hallmark movie. I think she was truly not in a horror. She didn't even die.
Yeah.
She just kind of disappeared.
Exactly.
I think I gave him a lot of shit, but Kristen Glover and Corey Feldman did amazing job here. I think they both did what they're both weird, and they did great here. So yeah, the mom, what happened to her?
Yeah.
Was she even in a horror movie? I don't think she was.
No.
Best scene ever.
Ooh, because it's not really one scene, but I really just like when he starts killing off all the teenagers. I think I really do like the lack of chase, and that it's just kind of like boom, they're dead. Boom, they're dead. You know.
Okay, so then follow up. Which ones is your favorite death?
Good. I did like the practical effect of seeing the corkscrew go through Jimmy's hand. That was pretty cool.
I just like that death the most because of my headcanon backstory of Jason hearing him asking for the corkscrew and saying, that would be funny.
Yep, exactly.
I really like, maybe identify with Tommy a bit too much, more than my liking, but I really like when they just met Rob and they invite him over to the house and Tommy was like, let me show you my cool stuff, and then he goes to the room and show him his all his makeup stuff and his monsters and things. I was that kid. I used to show off my Lego creations and drawing. I mean, I still do. So I really like that silly little scene.
Yeah, that was.
But of the deaths, the corkscrew death, that was the best one.
Yeah, it's good death. Good death.
So Casey, very important question. Solely based on this movie, was 1984 the best year ever for movies?
That is a big no. That is a nope.
That is a soft no from me.
Okay, but still a no.
Still a no. I really wanted to give it a yes again because of what it represents, but it was very boring.
Yeah,
I did not have fun. And out of the Friday the 13th movies, I don't think this is one of the best ones. What are we gonna watch next week?
What are we gonna watch next week?
All right, I'm gonna give you options.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my D4. So and then we're gonna roll for it, and then see which one. So gonna be 4 options: 1 Ghostbusters, 2 Neverending Story, 3 Indiana Jones, and 4 Nausicaa.
Ooh, okay.
So we got number 20, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Woo! I'm excited.
Which is the first free Studio Ghibli movie. Like, this was Studio Ghibli before it was Studio Ghibli.
I'm so excited.
I've seen it a while ago, and I really liked it. I think when I've mentioned about monsters when we were talking about Akira, how the monster kind of reminded me of like a Ghibli, Studio Ghibli monster. This is kind of what I'm thinking. This is a little bit darker, I think, than when you're used to. It's very like a very environmental message, and they always kind of do that kind of messages. But yeah, this is a really cool movie. We'll watch that sometime in the fall.
Yep.
And I think it's a great movie to come back to after our summer break. I'm very excited. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Here's usually where I would ask what's your favorite part of the movie, or even alternate takes on the movie that we just watched. But because we're taking a summer break, we're curious, what's gonna be your summer break? You have fun plans? You know what? Just reach out, let us know, DM us, email us. You can do that at bestyeverpod@gmail.com or any social media, bestyeverpod. And we're also on YouTube, bestyeverpod. We upload shorts there. We have some reviews, full video reviews, and we'll have our regular episodes, audio only. But please support us there. We are just over 1K subscribers, so we love to keep growing that channel on YouTube. But as always, the best thing you can do is follow us, rate us, review us, and also tell your friends, tell your loved ones. Until next time.